Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Kirsten. I am 26 years old. I live in Southwest Florida. I make videos about college, lifestyle, health and fitness, working, just kind of a bunch of stuff thrown into one channel. So if any of those sound good to you, make sure to subscribe. Our family is growing, and if you want to be a part of it, make sure to leave a comment down below, and let's get into the video. So if you've been keeping up with my last videos, my productive day in the lives or my Chloe Teen challenge, you would know that I've kind of been on a health journey last month and a half. This was really due to spending 3 months at the beginning of the pandemic in Virginia, eating excessively and drinking pretty much every day. Before we came back to Florida, I weighed myself and I had gained 11 to 13 pounds. It just depended on the day, but overall I had gained over 10 pounds in 3 months, and I had never felt worse. My confidence was at an all-time low, and I was getting winded just walking up the stairs, taking my dog for a walk. I felt like my immune system was lower. I just wasn't happy. So those 3 months were really hard, and I came out of it in kind of a bad place. So when we came back to Florida, I decided to make a change. I also want to put a disclaimer in here that I am not a doctor. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a professional. I am literally just a regular, average girl who is just trying to figure it out, who's trying to find something that works for them. And I feel like I'm just like everybody else in the fact that, like, throughout the years I've tried different diets and different fads and different workout plans, and it's never actually worked for me. Like, I've never actually lost a significant amount of weight. So a trigger warning right here: if you suffer with any sort of eating disorder or like obsessive behavior when it comes to weight loss and eating and fitness, I wouldn't watch this. I don't think this video is gonna be for everybody, but I do feel like a lot of people can relate to a little bit of weight gain after quarantine and wanting to shed those pounds because it is summer. Maybe there's something in this video that I have implemented into my life that you can implement into yours, and that will help you reach your fitness goals. I have notes down here because it's been a pretty extensive month. I definitely had to deep dive into my mind about why this time was different than any other time in my entire life of trying to lose weight or get in shape or build muscle or anything like that. So we have a lot to talk about. It's probably going to be kind of a lengthy video. If you want to know how I lost 10 pounds, actually I've lost 11 and a half pounds in 1 month. Just keep watching. So I'm going to give a little bit of a backstory. When I left Virginia, coming back to Florida, I weighed 146 pounds. And like I had said, I gained about 11 to 13 pounds depending on the day. Throughout my life, I have weighed between 148 and like 128. That is like my 20 pounds of fluctuation. When I'm at my heaviest, I can get to 148, and when I'm at my lowest, I've been to 128, and that was probably about a year and a half ago. I'm 5'6", and for me personally, I am the type of individual that gains most of my weight in my stomach. My torso is really short, and most of my height is in my legs, so automatically when I gain weight, it goes to my stomach and my boobs. But when I lose weight, it's the last place where weight is lost. The thing that really triggered me this time around with the weight gain was I noticed a huge difference in my legs. I gained a lot of weight in my legs. I was starting to see cellulite, and no, there is absolutely nothing wrong with cellulite. There's nothing wrong with gaining weight. We need to normalize all types of body, but the way I felt, my energy levels, just my overall health was deteriorating. My confidence was deteriorating. So this whole thing was about me taking back control and saying, I'm going to control what I can, and we'll see what my body can do from that. I just want to feel good. And, losing 10 pounds came with that, which is, I'm proud of myself for doing that, but don't compare your journey to my journey, and don't think that everything that works for me is going to work for you. Just like everything I've tried has never really worked for me, and this did. So keep an open mind. I'm just going to get into the details of how I think I lost the weight and everything that went into it. The first thing that I want to talk about is intermittent fasting, and I wholeheartedly believe that this had a lot to do with my weight loss. I would say 99% of the days, there might have been 1 or 2 in the last month that I didn't intermittent fast. So I ate from 11 to 7 or 11:30 to 7:30 or 12 to 8. That was my window day in and day out. It's crazy because I used to be the type of person that would wake up and feel nauseous if I didn't eat breakfast right away. But I think a big part of this was I don't have anywhere to be super early in the morning. I started waking up between 7:30 and 8. I used to think I had to wake up at 5 and 6 o'clock to get a workout in to lose weight, but that didn't necessarily work for me ever. So when I started realizing that I could wake up at 7:30 and 8 and sleep in a little bit, my body felt better, I felt more recharged, and then it also wasn't so long before the time I was waking up until the time I broke my fast. Now, if I'm waking up at 5 or 6, 11 seems a long way away, but if you're waking up between 7:30 and 8, it really doesn't seem that far away. Another part that went into this was that I was eating whole foods 80% of the time and processed food probably about 20% of the time. I was also cooking 90% of my meals at home. I think I may have had 2 meals that were not made at home. I was eating lots of veggies, fruits, and for meat, I was eating turkey bacon, chicken, eggs, ground turkey, chicken breast. That's pretty much what I stuck to while I was in the depth of this journey. Another tip that I have that works really well for me is when I'm trying to reach a goal, I like to make things literally as simple as possible. If things are too difficult, that's when I give up and I get frustrated. So I didn't try new recipes. I didn't try to branch out and do different things that I wasn't sure I was going to like. I only bought foods that I knew that I liked and recipes that were easy and quick for me to make. Everything that I just listed is stuff that I love and eat all the time. So when I was meal prepping or I needed to make a meal, I knew they were quick, I knew they tasted good, and I knew I was gonna eat the whole thing because it's food that I like. When you try to complicate weight loss and meal prepping and cooking food when you're trying to lose weight, I feel like that's when people fail the most. So making things as simple and straightforward as possible is key to staying on track. The big thing that I feel like really is a crucial part of losing weight, and that is just flat out eating in a deficit. People are gonna maybe be a little bit shocked at how much I was eating. It's the least that I've ever eaten in my entire life. So I was eating at 1550 calories a day. So if I worked out, I would eat more than that. But if I was on a rest day or something like that, I ate strictly 1550 calories a day. Because I was eating whole food, it was hard to eat 1550 calories of whole foods. That's where the processed foods kind of came in. They're a little bit easier to digest. So that's how I was able to get that in every day. But when you eat a lot of whole foods, it takes a long time to digest and you feel full. You really do feel fuller and satisfied for longer, which helps you eat less in the long run. It can be a struggle to reach your calorie goal for the day. Now, another thing that I did that worked really well for me is that as soon as I woke up in the morning, I didn't work out. I usually didn't start working out until 10 o'clock or 10:30. That way, as soon as my workout was done, I could go and cook breakfast and eat. I felt like for me that if I worked out right when I woke up and I still had 2 hours till I was gonna eat, that was not something that was going to work for me. I had to say to myself, what is actually going to work for you? And that was waking up at 8, having slow mornings, working out at 10 to 10:30, and then eating breakfast. That is what worked for me. You need to find what works for you. But I have never seen as good as results as with intermittent fasting and then working out right before breaking my fast. I started working out with the Chloe Ting 2-week shred program, and I made a video on YouTube. I'll link it right here. And I think because of the accountability that forced me to do, because I was making a video for YouTube, that's what really instilled the habit of working out and eating well and wanting to get results so deep into me that it's just something that after a month now, it feels like something I want to do and it makes me happy. So I started out with the 2-week challenge. And when I finished the challenge, I actually lost 8 pounds. And I was honestly shocked by my before and after pictures from a 2-week challenge. And I automatically assumed that I was gonna gain the weight back as soon as I finished, but that was not the case. There was a break in between my 2 workouts because we went home for 4th of July for 3 or 4 days. And then since then, a different Chloe Ting challenge, and this is a 15-day program. And I find it a lot more difficult, but I do believe that I've had even more results. And I'm only on day 10 with this new challenge. So the first one was a great starter point. I made a lot of progress. This one is more difficult, I feel like, but I'm starting to see definition in my body that I've literally never seen. I'm gonna leave both of her workouts down below. You guys, I have never had as much progress and success with weight loss and seeing differences in my body than while doing the Chloe Ting workout challenges that she does. She's incredible, and I highly suggest you check her out. Especially if you don't want to go to the gym during the pandemic, which is completely understandable. These home workouts will push you to your limits. Another form of exercise that was implemented into my daily routine was something that was more for my mental health, but it was walking 25 to 45 minutes a day, and that was just where I feel like I could stretch out my body, loosen up, have me time, clear my head. I was listening to a podcast and I was just relaxing, and I'm still doing this every day. I want to be clear as well that during these days, I was also hitting 12,000 steps from walking my dog, working, like doing things around the house. So that could have also affected the amount of weight loss that I had. In the middle of this losing the 10 pounds in 1 month, 4th of July came, and for 3 or 4 days, I literally ate everything. I probably ate 22 to 2,500 calories a day. I didn't work out, and I drank some alcohol. I never drank that much, but I definitely drank more than when I was back in Florida on my routine and everything like that. When I came home and weighed myself from having basically a free 3 or 4 days of eating and drinking whatever I wanted, I was in a really negative headspace because I was like, well, how much weight did I gain? Like, I went too crazy. And this is where my whole perception of weight loss and everything changed. I went and weighed myself. I had gained 1 pound. I had so much fun with my family and friends, eating and drinking and having a good time. And then I came back home and started to beat myself up about it. But I literally gained 1 pound. It really changed my perspective on when you need days or when you're going out, allow yourself to eat the foods that you love, treat yourself. It's all about moderation, but when you're trying to lose weight, that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy yourself sometimes. And you're not gonna gain all your weight back. It literally doesn't work like that. And that was something that was very eye-opening for me, and I'm glad I got to experience that throughout this journey. Like I said, in the last month, I did drink alcohol, which I think is a big thing that a lot of people cut out when they're trying to lose weight, which is great. And I've definitely decreased my alcohol intake. Instead of drinking like a whole bottle of wine, or instead of drinking like 5 or 6 White Claws, I only allowed myself to drink on the weekend, and I only let myself drink on 2 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I had to pick 2 days out of the weekend where I was gonna allow myself to drink because I wanted one day to be productive. On the days that I did drink, I only had 2 glasses of wine or 2 White Claws, and that was it. And that was very abnormal for me, but now that's all I like to drink. If I drink more than that, I feel like I'm drinking too much and it doesn't feel good. 2 drinks, I feel relaxed and comfortable, and that is enough for me. But I still get to go out and have a good time and be in the environment where I can have a drink or 2, but I'm not getting so drunk that I don't want to work out the next day, and I'm also not having these excess calories when I could be eating them. Another thing that really helped me during this last month was drinking sparkling water. I really enjoyed the AHA sparkling water. And for me, this curbed cravings, and it also mixed up my drink intake a little bit. So I was drinking a lot of water, but once or twice a day, I did want something different. So I would drink a sparkling water, and it had the perfect little bit of bubbliness, a little bit of flavor that got me through the day without feeling like I needed to drink something else. I highly suggest implementing that into it. If you have a hard time just drinking water, try to find your favorite sparkling water when you're trying to lose weight and see if that will help you to curb cravings and something other than plain old water. I also believe accountability was a big part of this, and like I said, I was filming that Chloe Ting video. I felt super responsible for finishing and going as hard as I possibly could because I felt like I owed it to myself and I owed it to y'all. If you're on a weight loss journey, you need to find a buddy. You need to, even if it's online on Instagram, like you FaceTime, create a group of accountability, and that will be your biggest asset in this journey. Another huge component of all of this was while I was trying to lose weight, I also had to really take care of my mental health. Because I feel like when you are doing something so different and you're putting a lot of stress on your body, you need to take care of yourself to be successful. Because if you are going through this and you allow your mental health to slip, that's where people give up and they don't want to do it anymore. So I implemented a lot of things into my daily life to take care of my mental health, to make sure that I was feeling my best and that I always had a positive attitude throughout it. These things made me happy and they relaxed me, so that's why I did them. So in the morning, I would read something that was lighthearted that made me happy. I would also watch YouTube videos during my meals because they made me happy and relaxed. I would go for walks and listen to podcasts. And at night when I was watching TV, I would only watch uplifting shows and movies because I felt like if I watched stuff that was negative or that was like really sad, that it affected my mental health. And so I made sure to only watch those type of shows. And with everything going on then in the world, that's already a huge trigger for mental health issues. I wanted to do things that I loved, that made me happy, so that when it was time to work out and when it was time to eat healthy, I was in a good headspace. Another little tidbit that I wanted to talk about, because I know it is something that people struggle with, and just trigger warning, I'm gonna talk about binge eating. If you have struggles with that, I would just exit out right now. In the past, I have struggled with binge eating before, and it was definitely my biggest downfall when it came to all of my other times for losing weight and trying to get healthy, and it always set me back. But I want to tell you something really important that I learned during this whole process. I had about two little binging episodes during this, and one of them was when I ate a whole container of hummus. Now I know that's not that big of a deal, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. I really didn't need to eat the whole thing of hummus. I wasn't even hungry, and so I ate it, and then I kind of felt bad about it. But before this journey, if I had done that, I would have literally been like, all right, I give up, I'll start fresh on Monday. That mentality doesn't work, and it's actually not factual. Like, just because you binge ate one day doesn't mean everything you've worked for is gone. Literally, it would take way longer than that. More days, more weeks involved to actually lose all of your results. When I, did my little binge eating on the thing of hummus and I felt kind of guilty about it, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna give up. Like, so what? I just binge ate this whole bag of chips and this hummus, like whatever. That doesn't mean I have to be like, all right, I'm done. I'll start back in a couple days with a fresh start on Monday. No, we're gonna keep our nose to the ground and keep pushing. So I woke up the next day and I said, this is what I'm gonna eat today. Filled out my MyFitnessPal and worked out and ate good healthy food and did things that made me happy. And it was literally like the night before had never happened. And this happened to me twice. So I want to tell you, if you have one bad day, 2 bad days, and you're binging, it is okay. But when you feel ready, you get back to it. I promise you, don't wait till Monday, don't wait till next month, don't wait till the new year. You are fine. Just because you binge ate doesn't mean you lost your results. You are still doing great. We all struggle sometimes. And maybe that was your body's way of saying, like, eat more of this or increase your calories a little bit. Because at the end of the day, if you've eaten your calories and you're still hungry, you need to eat more. For me, my calorie intake, there were some days that I felt like I needed to eat a little bit more, and I did. But most days I was full, I'd eaten whole foods, and I felt really good about everything. If you are hungry, eat more. Do not starve yourself. That will not work. I ate big meals every single day, really good foods, and I ate to satiety. Now I want to talk about my future goals and what my goal weight is and everything like that. I want to start out by saying that obviously the number on the scale doesn't matter, but I think all types of people are different, and I am definitely an analytical person. I'm like a goal-driven person, and of course, I want my body to look the way I want it to look, but I'm a numbers person, and that's how I feel like I'm achieving things. If you're not into that, just go off of what your body looks like. Just go off of how you feel. You don't have to go off of the number on the scale. That's just literally how I'm wired and how I've been my entire life. So numbers aren't important, but they do help me focus on what I'm trying to accomplish. So I am currently at 135 pounds, and my goal weight is to be at 130, and I'm hoping to achieve this by my birthday, which is September 7th. I'm gonna be 27, and I honestly, this year's been really rough. And I just want to go into my 27th year feeling the best I've ever felt, looking the best I've ever looked, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I do plan in November to start bulking and eating more because I do want to gain more muscle, but I want to stay toned during the summer. But I do eventually want to start working on my body, different body parts, and building up muscle. So I'll probably start bulking and doing that in November, but until then, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. So I know there's been a lot of information in this video and that it has been quite long, but I hope there was something in there that can help you. If you have literally any questions for me, leave them down below in the comments and I'll answer them for you. I just created this video because I know that there's people out there like me that want to see this video and want to shed those couple of quarantine pounds. If you did gain weight, it doesn't matter. This is a person-to-person situation, and you should always do what you think is best for you. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Don't worry about anybody else's journey. I'm creating this video because there might be something in it that can help you. Maybe there's something in it that you haven't tried. For me, this combination of everything has led to great results, and I have struggled I mean, I probably started wanting to lose weight when I was like 15, so 11 years. It has been a struggle. It is a huge part of our society, weight loss and looking good. But at the end of the day, it's about feeling your best and feeling your most confident. And if you take something away from this video, I want you to know that you are perfect just the way you are and that I appreciate you for just the way you are. All right, guys, I know this video was so long. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video. We're almost to 2,000 subscribers, and when we hit 2,000, I'm gonna do a big giveaway because you guys literally deserve it. You're incredible, and you have no idea how much y'all inspire me and how much you have changed my life, and I literally can never repay that. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.